Alright.
All right, my friend, lead us in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Uncommon Man podcast. I'm your host, David. This is my boy here, Mike. Mike,
Hey,
long time no see
dude, it's
for you and everybody else.
correct, yes. But you know what, as they say, the longer the better. So, although I guess that depends on what night
That's
you want
what,
to listen. Unless you want to listen
yeah,
to
that's
us
what she
talk.
said, for
Ooh,
sure. um, quick order of business. Everybody go out there, like, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us
please
on
do.
YouTube. Yes, yes, yes.
Twitter is at
So,
UCM Pod. Make sure that you reach out to us. We'll go ahead and start this off by David's forte, which is we are a community. We love talking to you guys and we love interacting. And we make sure to throw shout outs to whoever we possibly can. We'll have one later on in the upcoming podcast ensuing after this one. So,
oh, this motherfucker's been holding out on me. He's been telling me we got good news and good news. So I'm excited. Tonight is another Yap session. So let's jump into it, brother. What's been going on?
dude, it's been a great week, man. I mean, obviously, when you turn on the news channel, the underlying circumstances are that the entire planet is crumbling to the ground.
Yeah.
But if you walk outside and talk to your neighbors, it seems to be a different perspective. So,
Right. And I think that's what a lot of people should do. I mean, if you only sit at home and sit on Twitter or sit on, the news networks, I mean, when you go outside and you talk to different people, you get a different perspective on shit. Like I've spent the last few days just literally just around different people, and shit is not what it seems if you look at the news, for sure.
well, that is wonderful. And I love that you had that little happy grin. So tell me, what have you heard? And I'll tell you what I've heard.
What have I heard? Heard about what? I mean,
Well, you said that the news is different than what you've actually seen with your own eyes and
no,
witnessed,
I mean, just
obviously,
when I'm
from the news.
talking, like when I'm out talking to other people and, coming into contact, I think everybody is, I mean, it seems like everybody's united. I mean, everybody is kind of on the same accord,
I love
not
it.
to an extreme level, but I think everybody kind of wants to see the same thing come out of all this, So, I mean,
Dude,
that's both black, white, anybody I come in contact with.
right. I also got I got another perspective just yesterday, ironically enough, and
Mhm.
that was regarding someone who was at ground zero for George Floyd and his funeral procession. So,
Oh, because it was in Houston. Okay, yeah.
yes, sir, it was in
Mike
my
is on
little.
the ground.
Uh,
Okay, so what you got?
So I was actually going through, we'll talk about this a little bit further, but I was going through a gun safety course yesterday, and the instructor is a close buddy of our group of friends. And so
Mm-hmm.
he was going through and talking, and obviously just, side conversation brought up the fact that he does security detail, and he actually was enlisted. The company that he works for as a security detail was enlisted by CNN to defend them during this whole time frame of going on. Now, if you watch CNN and you watch Fox News, you automatically think that all these protests means that it doesn't matter where you're at, everything's a riot. Well, directly from his mouth, someone who was there being security, he was talking about everything that went down in Sugarland at he was in Third Ward, or Third Ward is where the actual funeral procession happened, which is where George Floyd grew up, downtown Houston. But while he was there, the whole place was just, he goes, it was calm. It was a funeral, and people treated it as a funeral. So he knows. So his security detail spans the reaches of the United States. The company that he works for, he basically said Seattle and Minnesota are a complete shit show right now, because of the fact that they refuse to kind of kibosh the anarchy at a certain point in time. And the other thing about it is, like, these groups that are running these things, they're really well orchestrated. But the cool thing about it, man, it gave me just a real, more than anything, a sense of pride, knowing where we've come as a human race over the years, is the fact that, like, he was sitting there talking about being at this funeral procession, and there was zero altercations whatsoever. Like there was no unruliness, nothing. The whole point was just the focal point of laying, this man to rest, which we've all seen the video. We all have our takes on it. You and I aren't really big in getting to the political aspect because the fact that when you talk about politics, there's, if you give your opinions on it, that you're always going to be wrong. But the one thing that we like to impress upon in this podcast is of optimism. We like to see positivity. And from what he described to me, just being there is 110. It's 180 degrees different than what you'll see anywhere on television, man. And it's like, dude, what more can you possibly ask for?
Right. And that's just we figure everybody that follows us and follows our channel, we all kind of think along the same lines, like strictly man shit, straight up, like none of that bitch shit, none of that. Okay, so it starts with us, really. I mean, when you think about it, it takes a collective group to actually talk to one another, sit down, and just not on I'm right, you're wrong, or or vice versa. Just sit down and have just a civil, calm conversation with somebody else. Somebody, even somebody out the, well, I'm not saying out the norm because you never know how this shit's going to go, but somebody that you have kind of a familiar, common relationship with, sit down and talk, and, kind of see how y'all can work, do different things, and what can you come up with, to kind of maybe to unite everybody. That's what I found literally over this past day. Like I said, the gun shop, so everybody's on the gun shit, right? Everybody's on guns right now. Just recently, Saturday, I just built my second AR-15. Took pieces. I didn't go out. I didn't purchase like a full kit. I didn't purchase a full built, already assembled rifle. I bought parts over the course of a couple of weeks, and I sat down and I put it together. And just today, my mom, she's been, kind of worked up over stuff like that. So she wanted to get into the protection, the personal defense. So took it to the gun shop. And oh my God, she's been around so many different people, talking to different people, like actually open your mouth and say something to somebody else. Awesome. And just the conversation flows. And dude, everybody's in this shit together, man. Despite what news outlets want you to believe, no, fuck that. Like, sit down and talk to somebody, bro.
Dude, that was a masterpiece, David. Like, I got nothing else for you, buddy. That was fantastic. I couldn't agree more. And you and I, dude, you want to get right down to the golden opportunity of unification. Look at this podcast, dude. Like this.
Yeah, for sure. Me and Mike, we're the same. Like we're the same side of the same coin. Like me not knowing him and me and him actually starting a conversation one day, figured out we had so much shit in common. This dude is from fucking Oregon. I'm from Arkansas. Like, how the fuck? But me and him, we sat down one day and we just started chit-chatting, started shooting the shit. And then, the relationship built and grew and grew and grew. And even though, me and him are not in the same state anymore, it's like it's all love still. I care for this dude genuinely, just like he cares for me. And it's just, you'll be surprised on who you connect with.
Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. Like growing up in life, I was always taught that, family is a bloodline. And as I got older and I started branching out and, I don't want to throw this to a different direction, but, with my experience in the military, like you really get forced into a predicament where you see what true family is. And I honestly think that blood runs thicker than water kind of deal, So like family is a bloodline, but true family is people that have been there for you through thick and thin, dude. And I've been through some serious ups and downs, man. And like I can truly describe who my real family is. And I'm saying that because I've thrown away people that are part of my bloodline.
For sure.
because of how, right. Yeah, and you and I both have had long discussions on how family's done us, like you know like theoretical family has done us, not hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just awesome though. I mean, when you get right down to like the meat and potatoes of the fact that like we are sitting here still having this conversation how many years later after the Broncos had their Super Bowl, and we've gone our separate ways logistically or geographically, but we haven't gone our separate ways when it comes to like just our emotional connection and our friendship.
Right. But off that subject, because if you say the wrong word, they'll attack you. But dude, my week has been like a fucking what the fuck week.
Good what the fuck or bad what the fuck?
Well, no, it's been good. I mean, it's been busy. It's been jam packed. Like work, I'm talking about work has been just boom, boom, just like day after day after day after day.
Awesome.
And so I'm kind of throwing this out there to the world. Me, when it comes to personal stuff, I keep it real tight when I discuss personal stuff. But so I originally was supposed to get married in October, but with everything kind of just falling apart, one thing after another, with the venue not letting as many people in, or restrictions, and people just bailing out because of life and finances and stuff. We have people who live in Wisconsin, Florida, KC, Omaha, Arizona. They're just not able to make it. So
nobody in Texas, apparently, I guess.
Texas too. So we made the decision to just say, what, screw it. We're not just going to throw money away for something that is really not what we want. I mean, because it was, we dumbed it down enough, but then we had to dumb it down so much to where it's just like, it was just fuck, it's just no point. So me and Teresa went ahead, tied the knot. So now I'm officially married.
Yeah, buddy.
Officially married.
Congratulations. Come here. Hey, you. Come say congrats.
She already know. You should check Facebook, sir. Thank you.
Congrats, David.
Yeah.
Teresa.
Appreciate it. Oh, she's upstairs.
They're saying congrats, too.
Thank you, you fucks. But yeah, bro, went ahead and did a tie the knot, man. So I'm excited about that. And then this weekend was good. I mean, just real relaxing, just spending time at home, spending time with family, catching up with people that I haven't spent time with in a while. Then today, I got my schedule for school. It's locked in, loaded, enrolled, in class, ready to rock, baby.
Dude,
ready to rock and roll.
That is bitching. Hopefully you're not going to neglect your studies like I'm doing right now. So.
Oh, well, nah, dude, it's really one of those things. Like I'm trying to get in, get out as fast as I can, so I can just get the ball rolling on everything else that I want to do. Like I'm gonna get in this, hit it 100 miles an hour, and no looking back on this one.
All right. Well, since you guys have been in the process of making brilliant decisions, when are you going to go ahead and move down to Houston?
So off camera, me and you'll talk about a few things that I have cooking. About
yes.
Off camera, we'll talk about a few things that I might have cooking.
I got rosy cheeks right now. I look like a little strawberry.
Motherfucker, don't get too happy, but we'll talk.
Well, thanks, Mr. Rain on Parades. We're having a great time.
Well, it's just I have to be coy about certain things because you never know who's watching.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
good.
What's been going on with you? No. So you got some news to tell me, motherfucker. Now, don't act like I'm the only person that got news.
What did I have? Oh, that was what I had to tell you. I mean, that was the most optimistic thing that I had, just given the fact, everybody's on edge with this whole, this whole political rigmarole going on right now. Not that I'm shortchanging it. I'm just talking about it in general because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what news channel you talk or you turn on. It's all going to be negative. There's no positive aspect.
Right.
Right. But I mean, otherwise, buddy, like, I mean, we both obviously got in the hustle and bustle last week. The fact that you've been busy is fantastic because that means that the economy is turning around. Our stocks are shit.
One day,
one day in,
gosh.
next day,
I'm talking about running into a brick wall.
Plane crash, dude. Horrible.
Well, today was a little bit better. I went back up a little bit, but
I lost.
I mean, it's been rough.
Last week.
I lost a couple hundred last week, but I'm trying out some new things with different stocks that I think should do fairly well. I'll let you know off camera because it's one of those things I want to try it.
Yeah.
See how it goes, then talk about it with people and be like, hey, I think this is a good one. I'm trying it right now. It's been kind of hit and miss, primarily because sports isn't 100% back. But once sports come back, I think it's going to be a game changer. I think it's going to be a winner as soon as sports comes back.
I love leaving this on a cliffhanger. So if you guys are listening, we got something in the works for you. Next
time we do a Yap Session and we talk about stocks and finances and different things like that, I'll unveil it to the world. But have you been keeping up with Broncos news?
Yes.
That's my next question.
Yes and no. We'll talk about that on the next podcast. That's going to be the next session we got going.
Okay. So one quick thing that I want to get out is, for Broncos fans, you should be. Everybody gushed when we drafted Jerry Jeudy at 15,
except for us.
You should be ready to leave your wife after seeing some of his recent videos. Woo!
Yeah. So if you're Broncos fans, keep tuning in because we've got some.
That's all I gotta say.
Upcoming news.
I'm impressed. But on the flip side of that, there's somebody that I got a bone to pick with because, brother, I ain't seen you working out like that. So that's, hey, what's going on, man?
Right. He definitely has to be talking about John Elway. So John Elway's workout ethics nowadays is
no, not him. It's somebody else that got drafted. It's somebody else that got drafted, and I'm not seeing that same kind of work ethic. So I'm getting concerned.
Good. We'll talk about that on this.
What's going on?
We'll talk that about the ensuing episode. But yeah, no. So just talking about everyday life going on right now. Obviously, you heard. I'm going to assume that you heard about Major League Baseball and them basically throwing it out to the wind. Who gives a shit? As we've established.
So baseball's not doing it now.
Nope. So dude threw in the commissioner threw in the towel for that one. At least that's what I heard on the big end. If you're listening to this and you're going to trash us for it, by all means, please do so. I could care less about baseball. This is not the podcast for you.
Right. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, it's baseballs. I mean, my heart's not broken, but I wonder if certain sports leagues are going to follow suit, because when you look at basketball, I mean, you have a lot of your superstars that's like, no go. Like, they're straight up calling it out like, hey, no, it's too soon. And then recently, Texas, y'all fucking it up right now. Fucking Houston can't stay healthy. Dallas can't stay healthy. Motherfuckers getting COVID every which way. So,
yeah, well,
bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we're kind of over the rioting phase at this point in time. It didn't take off like they were expecting it to in the mainstream media. So now we got to churn back to the fucking COVID-19 thing.
Back to COVID now.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
If it's not one epidemic, it's another. So let's make sure we keep the fear mongering at an all-time high.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, bro, I wonder how that's going to turn up for a lot of stuff, because I mean, a lot of people need to be concerned, honestly, because with people, like I say, baseball fans, trash as if you want to, don't give a fuck. But I kind of heard through the grapevine that they actually stand more. I mean, they gain more money by just not playing at all. As far as the owners and stuff like that, they earn more money by just not playing at all versus playing and the reduced schedule, not having so many people in the stands and merchandise and TV and all the other bullshit. So I guess they stand to make more money. So
Well, they can
why not call it off?
They can ice salaries too. So legally, they can ice salaries if there's no athletics going on. The people don't have to show up. They don't have to go to any of the training camps, all that other bullshit they got to put on it, in preparation. So, yeah, I mean, it stands to reason. But I just want to say I'm really proud of Major League Baseball because, I mean, you look at the NBA, they're giving a fighting effort to try and make something happen over the end of this year or the end of this fucking pandemic going on. And Christ, even hockey is like hockey. They've had in the last 20 years, twice they've had an actual shutout in hockey, and they're trying to put something together to keep the season going. So Major League Baseball, they've been throwing out shots at Houston over the last couple months for their World Series. Now they're taking shots at the Yankees for I guess now it's some sort of dilemma they got going on talking about the Yankees and them. They were cheating and you doing the same thing that basically the Red Sox and the Astros supposedly were, which was something
Give
whatever
signals.
Yeah, signals. There you go. Yeah, the little signs like, oh, I hit my hat 6 times. Yeah.
Oh, like that.
That means
go long. Long.
That means this one means bunt. Woo! Fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so otherwise, man, like everything, life's been slow. There's been the new, our mutual comedian that we love, Bill Burr, had a new couple things drop this week. So I already binge watched F is for Family season 4. And then
I've seen this new movie. Have you? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, you're the
King of Staten Island.
Yes, right.
Okay.
I haven't watched it yet because I'm super lame, and we already pay for like 6 different fucking online streaming channels. So I don't want to. I just don't want to pay for an extra like $6 to watch a damn movie for 24 hours. So.
Right.
I'll wait till it goes to Netflix.
Yeah, but bro, isn't that kind of interesting on how now, honestly, I think movie theaters are fucked.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't want to see them drop, but I agree with you.
I mean, because how many movies have came out directly to stream over the past month or so? Like I watched one on Disney Plus that's like a young Bruce Wayne type movie or whatever, Artemis Flow. Just kind of checking it out, see if it's worth shit or not. I mean, it's honestly like a kid movie, and I was just checking it out to see if it was worth anything. But I think a lot of people are going to start following suit, like Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. They're going to have movies straight released to those platforms, and if you don't have a subscription, or if you don't buy, pay whatever fee to stream the movie theaters are fucked. I mean, after seeing that, movie theaters gone, done. Yeah. Like Blockbuster, out of there.
Dude, right? And it stinks because like Blockbuster, let's not kid ourselves, that wasn't a whole lot of jobs, but the movie theater provides a lot of jobs for like up and coming kids and stuff like that. Like when you're 15 or I started working at 14. I was working farms. What is it, like 16? Is that the legal age when you start working?
Yeah, about 16. That's about normal. 16.
So 16ish and up. Late middle teens. God damn, we're getting old. But yeah, so like like mid-teens or whatever when you're just trying to you're trying to get a leg up and you got some extra money at the end of the week, so you're working 25 hours a week or whatever, as well as going to school. It's like, dude, those are opportunities you don't want to see taken away from those kids. And if the theaters were open, I would go watch this right now. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna throw extra money towards people who are sitting around with a thumb in their ass, and all they got to do is just answer a question every now and then that pops up on one of these stupid websites where it's like, would you like to directly chat with this clown? It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean that's fine. What out of this roulette group am I going to get that's actually online legitimately right now responding to my messages? Like, and that person's like 35 years old doing that kind of shit. Whereas, like you said, dude, it's an opportunity to get out of the house, enjoy some time with the family, and
Yeah.
just break away from the normal lifestyle being cooped up in one spot. Whether it be you walk from the housing complex, the domicile to the car, and from the car to the theater and into the theater, and then out and still become a fat body after shoveling popcorn down your face. Doesn't matter either way. There's still like that time frame where you're getting to interact with your family, and it's
hmm
just a different aura,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, for like a lot of people, so I think like people who live in like more rural areas, and Houston is kind of a little bit of both. Houston, you have I mean, it's a huge fucking city, but outside of that, I mean, you get to some places that are, a little bit more relaxed and stuff like that. For us people, rural areas, going to the movies is something. But people who live in like LA, New York, Chicago, and stuff like that, that's like they're like fuck going to the movies. I mean, I'm streaming shit all day.
right?
I mean, half of them can't get out the fucking house anyway. So.
Dude, that's a fantastic perspective too, dude, because like, I mean, you mentioned earlier, it's like I went from Colorado to rural ass Oregon working out on farms and shit. Like that was all we had to do was either the drive-in movies before they shut that down or go to the movie theater. And that was like the other primary thing besides the bowling alley that we had in town. So we didn't have shit and shoved in it. There was Walmart, the bowling alley, and the movie theater. Like that's where your dates went to when you were in school. So, but like we still kind of have that old school, that small town mentality where it's like that. This is where I go to get the fuck out of the house. And anybody that's been following us so far probably has an inkling that we don't spend much time playing video games, considering we never ever talk about it. So, like, we're outside doing something. I mean,
Right.
I.e. this weekend, I'm sitting there getting my concealed carry permit, and then you were out, taking care of, your AR-15 that you were building, and then you were at the place there in North Little Rock, right? I can't.
What do you mean?
The shop there in North Little Rock. What was that? I bought 2 pistols there, and I can't fucking remember that place.
Fort.
Fort Thompson. There we go.
No, so actually, I went to a buddy house of mine, and he was just like, bring the shit over. We kind of had like a little barbecue, a little grill out. Went over there. He helped me slap it together. Because, that's what he does. I mean, that's like a little side business that he has is gun manufacturing and parts and stuff like that. And so he was like, bring it over. He's like, dude, we'll throw it together. Bro, I can't wait to shoot that fucking thing. It is. So I have 2 AR-15s. One's like a super budget friendly AR-15 from Palmetto State Armory. Anybody in the gun world, you kind of know Palmetto State Armory. They're a little bit on the budget side, but very, very good quality for what you pay for. But this one that I just built, I think I put 1,100 into it. I mean, it has all the bells and whistles. I mean, premium parts. I mean, you name it. I mean, pretty much it's a Daniel Defense Mach 18. That's essentially what it is. I think the only thing that didn't come from Daniel Defense was the strip lower, which I got the strip lower from my buddy. Because he's a dealer too, so he gave me a really good strip lower, and the barrel came from Palmetto State Armory. So other than that, it's full Daniel Defense.
Dude, I have been such a homer when it comes to like anything shooting outside of like actual hunting for I don't know how long. Like, I mean, my closest buddies down here, they're basically family to me. And they're the ones that I got in contact with, and how we were able to get hooked up with the deal that we did this weekend at Bear Arms. For getting my.
So did you buy a new firearm, or did you take one that you already have?
No, I took the couple that we had already. But
what are you rocking?
So I carry a Glock 17. I've got a Gen 4 Glock 17. They're on a Gen 5 now.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
for Brittany, we have a 19. But what I bought her the 19, and I should have let her shoot beforehand. But it's kind of one of those things where I didn't really know any better. I bought it when we were back I bought it at Fort Thompson. It was one of the 2 guns that we bought at Fort Thompson. Obviously, I bought the Glocks there now that we're talking about it. But this weekend, because of the way that the Glock 19 was in her hand, it's equipped for having a dual round setup in it. So basically, when you take the clip, it's fat enough to where you can do 1 round and they offset each other kind of deal. Well,
yeah, it's a double stack.
Double stack, perfect. Okay. She needs a single, because the grip is too damn big for her hand. So as soon as we put her into a single stack setup with 9 bullets and then lock the mag in there, just up in there, she crushed it. It was perfect for her.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest though, dude, I haven't given a flying fuck about doing like competition shooting or any of that shit. My other buddies are really into that stuff, dude. Like they love doing it. Until this weekend. Like I just went up there to get my concealed carry here in Texas. That was it. And after like my grouping, I was like, well, this was, a little bit more interesting than I thought it would be. And they got me hooked, dude. I'm in now. So I'm going to start doing what I hate, which is spending more money to modify
on hobbies.
Dude, just pissing away more money to modify dumb shit. It's like I haven't even had enough money yet to finish up the damn Super. Now these 2 idiots are talking me into fucking going and doing competition shooting. I'm not going to do it right off the bat. I'll watch them do it a handful of times just because, like I said, I'm not that enthused about it. But I did a lot better than I really bargained for. And so now I kind of got that itch in the back of my neck, and so I'll scratch it for a little while there. I'll endow them a little bit, and I'll go out and see how they do for the next couple of competition shoots. But on a side note, though, I told them, it's like, all right, well, I'll bite in since you guys have been trying to sign me up for this for fucking 5 years now. But you guys have to actually go out hunting with me when the upcoming season comes up, man, for all 2 months we get.
Right. Yeah. So, like, it's kind of interesting because I'm not going to do competition shooting because right now I'm just not that interested in it. But I am going to get myself into more of the dynamic movement training because it simulates real life, scenarios with movement, and you got to know how to move and maneuver through objects and still be able to keep your composure, keep your stress down, stay on target, stay point, stay accurate, reloads, and different things like that. It's a company called Fieldcraft Survival. They're going to be in Jonesboro. I want to say this month, or maybe it's already passed, so I kind of missed the deadline. But when it comes back up, I think in 2021, I want to go attend some of those courses and stuff like that, just to kind of work on the dynamic movement and stuff.
I love it, dude. That's a great idea. Like, just for the fact that you're constantly wanting to better yourself, man. And like, I think that could almost be the primer for this entire podcast, is the fact that like that is our game plan, is whatever we can do to better ourselves. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
It's like every time that we put our foot in our mouths and we're like, hey, I'm going to go do this weekend. Not only do we end up neglecting our our due diligence on getting this podcast done, then we got some more topic of discussion for the upcoming podcast that ensues. But
and that's all it is, man. Just us having more shit to talk about. That's it.
And somehow we seem to not gain any weight. Isn't that kind of ridiculous? Through all this process of people being on, being succumbed to living inside of their domicile, not going anywhere. Like,
no. I try to do shit to where I'm just not sitting at home eating all day either.
neither one of us spend any time in the house more than we have to. So
For sure.
but no, man. So that's, I mean, otherwise that's been it, dude. My bad about yesterday, buddy. Like, I tried giving you a call on the way home from hockey, and dude, I was so fucking spent because I woke up in the morning, like I'm sure you can shit on me, 9 ways from Sunday. But I woke up early in the morning, had to go to the training class, had to listen to both my mom and my wife just ask one dumbass question after another for a good 4 hours straight. And then even the Jason handled it like a complete trooper, bro. Because I mean, he just kind of kept everything pepped up. That, like I said, the atmosphere was fantastic. But I'm sitting over there just like my head cranked back. Like, oh Jesus, I have to have another fucking question. It's on the board. It's on the board. Why are we throwing these stupid?
It's on the fucking board.
This guy isn't a lawyer. Stop asking these questions. Like, can we get to? This is a 3-hour class. We're turning it into 5 hours, and he's hating life just as much as we are. But he's getting paid.
Don't you love how they ask those hypothetical questions? It's like, motherfucker, I'm not a lawyer.
Dude, he finally realized. Like, the good thing about it was I had my boys with me. They were there being supported. Well, they were there to help out, and they did a fantastic job helping out with the ladies for how they could shoot, and they all ended up passing, which is awesome. I think that's one of the great things about Bear Arms. Here's your plug, guys. Thank you very much for everything yesterday. But that was a great thing about Bear Arms up in Magnolia, was the fact that they helped everybody pass. So, but yeah, dude, like it got to a certain point where everybody was like, all right, well, it's noon now. We still need to qualify on the range. Do you want to fucking stop asking dumbass questions? So he got to the point, he goes, look, I can talk to you about hypotheticals all day. And then, of course, my mom and good old wifey over here, Kev, was like, yeah. And he's just sitting there, and I was just waiting for his head to just droop down like a newborn too, just like. So, but God bless him, dude. He handled the whole thing like a trooper. And we were finally able to, like, persevere through it. And we got out to the range, and we just had a blast. And that was where I just found a new passion. I was like, all right, well, this is cool, man. I thought that I was going to go out here, miss a handful of shots or whatever, and then hopefully get lucky and pass. And, yeah, dude, I did really, really well. So I I humored my buddies and let them talk me into coming out and actually, like, shooting because I've never given a shit less about shooting pistols, dude. That's for whatever. But like you said earlier, like, life circumstances, it's good to be able to defend yourself nowadays. And the other thing that was predisposition into me was the fact that it's like, all right, well, you've been working out for whatever sport or athletics you've been wanting to pursue your entire life, and every bit of that has taken training. What's the difference between someone kicking down your door and you having your gun on you? Either you've got the training and the know-how to be like, okay, well, I can respond to this and react, or like, oh shit, what's going on? I can shoot you because legally I'm capable of doing that, and I hope that you don't kill me first. Or, like I said, that's kind of where that gray area falls in. It's like, all right, well, do you want to be in the white area or do you want to be in the black kind of deal? So,
right, man, that's a good fucking point, man. Is, like, it's crazy because, like, how people, like, work out constantly, and it's like, what the fuck are you working out for? I mean, it's kind of like the same shit, though. I mean, you're working out in the case of something like that happening, which is kind of becoming more prevalent, which is kind of sad to say, but this is what we live in right now.
Dude, there's a reason that we went and did that shit yesterday. And I mean, I wasn't even on board for it. Yeah. I could have walked in and watched. Here's how pathetic the state of Washington is, dude. They literally have their own sentient being, if you will, when it comes to this whatever political state they have going on in the town of Seattle. And if you so we
not
can
gonna
all
start. Not gonna start.
We all can agree that it's hilarious. So
not gonna start, but
it is a comedy show. We can all agree about that. But Here's the wild thing about it, dude. In the state of Seattle, you can basically walk in, give them your license, and they will give you a fucking concealed carry permit. I shit you not, dude.
Really?
That's yeah. Which is relevant in like 45 states. I mean, it's not reciprocal. That's the crazy thing about it. So like I had to go through an extensive class yesterday. I had to pay, and then on top of that, I had to go through a shooting course in order to be able to get my fucking concealed carry permit in the state of Texas. Which you think like with Texas, and I'm not gonna lie, they are a lot less stringent when it comes to like owning a gun, where you have your guns. Hello, Teresa. Don't you look at her like that, dude. You better bring her on so I can tell her congratulations.
Hey.
That's right. Tell her to stand. Tell her to stand at attention.
It's up to you. I mean, should we fucking her? Okay.
Yeah, she announced herself for a reason. She's excited.
Congrats.
Oh, here, take that one.
Congrats, girl.
So what?
Did you
Thank
wear your
you.
dress?
No,
I mean,
it's okay.
did you get
We
to
don't
wear
need
your
it.
dress? They did.
She bought a dress though.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're.
Hey, you can wear a dress at the courthouse.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, but it was too fancy for the courthouse. I didn't want to be all out
Fucking 100
walking
degrees
downtown.
outside. Sweat balls
for
out
you
there.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're
Thank
both happy, dude. That's awesome.
Appreciate that.
you.
Appreciate it.
All right, now get
Sure.
off so we
Y'all.
can talk.
So we
Okay.
can finish this up. Thanks. Bye.
We're gonna
Fuck
edit it out.
Yeah. So it's crazy how someone like Texas, I mean, they actually like you got to go through this so we can make sure you're not a complete dipshit. Versus like somewhere like Washington is like, oh, we're giving up to fucking anyone.
Right, and you think about just like I said, dude. It comes down to the whole media aspect. It's like you look at Seattle or California and Oregon. It's like the hardest places on the face of the planet to purchase a gun, but they literally just hand out concealed carry permits, dude. I shit you not. They hand them to you for doing nothing, but yet they're recognized almost across the globe. They won't transition. So like if you get a concealed carry, your Arkansas one, I'm pretty sure is good here in Texas. So all you would have to do is just get that transition. But like Seattle, if you came down here with one of those, they immediately like, yeah, this is nice. Throw it in the fucking
this
trash
is
can.
dog shit.
Yeah, here's a nice discard. So
like, ooh, cool.
Dude, and they don't recognize the Texas one.
No shit.
There's only 38 states that recognize the Texas one. Oddly enough, Illinois is not one of them. Minnesota isn't one of them. Washington State isn't one of them. Oregon, California.
We're not gonna get into that shit tonight.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. That's just the wild, like the crazy aspect of that shit. Is like you would think going to Texas, if you literally watch the news, that like that's one of the great things about the state is as soon as you get your license, like here's your Glock, here's your fucking Smith and Wesson, pew 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 pew. Welcome to Texas, boys. Whee!
Yosemite Sam, baby.
Dude. But I found out yesterday, dude, it was a massive eye opener. It was the complete opposite effect. So, but dude, it was fantastic. Yeah, like it was good getting to go through and forcing yourself to make sure that you're competent and you're responsible while handling a firearm.
For sure. Well, hey man, kudos that y'all finally went ahead and did that. And I mean, y'all didn't make the wrong choice for sure.
Thanks, buddy. All right, my friend. Well, other than that, I mean, I'm not dying yet. A hockey season actually starts next week for dude, yeah, we'll actually start playing games next week, which is awesome. We scrimmaged a little bit on yesterday afternoon, so I was dead. Oh yeah, just to bounce back to where we're at originally, I'm making excuses at this point in time for being a giant quitter and bitching out last night when David called me up and wanted to finish up our podcast. So, but yeah,
hey everybody, I was trying to do it last night, but I'm so tired, but I can't.
And I was a total. I was a total cop out,
bro.
so I got no excuses. I like I said, it was a good day though, yeah, for what it's worth.
For sure. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap up another Yap session for the Uncommon Man podcast. Mike, hey, man, it was great chatting with you. Everybody, again, follow us on our social media pages on Twitter and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.
Please, as much as you can get this out, it helps us out. The quicker that we can expand this, the easier it is for us to start getting out to benchmark podcast on different, different setups. We're in the process right now of working with Spotify as well as Apple. Yep. But the only thing about it is that stuff doesn't come cheap. If you guys like what we're doing, just make sure to check it out. You know, he said a key point, which is share. So just let people come listen to us, tell us what idiots we are. We're accustomed to that. If they like it, and they want to give positive aspects, we love that even more. So
Cool.
That's where we're at.
All right, bro. Well, holla at you, man. We'll see you later.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.